رحم الله من قرأ الفاتحة. حسبنا الله ونعم الوكيل، نعم المولى ونعم النصير. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام والتحية والإكرام على سيدنا ومولانا وحبيب قلوبنا وطبيب نفوسنا وشفيع ذنوبنا بالقاسم محمد وعلى أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين المنتجبين المنتخبين المعصومين الذين أضحب الله عنهم الرجس وطهرهم تطهيرا. ولعنة الله على أعدائهم أجمعين من يوم عداوتهم إلى قيام يوم الدين. أما بعد، فقد قال الله الحكيم في كتابه الكريم وقوله الحق وهو أصدق القائلين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إن الدين عند الله إسلام. Please recite salawat. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in His holy book of Quran Kareem, in chapter Ali Imran, the second chapter of Holy Quran, He says, Inna ad-deena inda Allahi Islam. The only religion in the sight of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is Islam. I have chosen this ayah for my lecture, inshallah, for the coming nights in the Muharram. But before starting my lecture regarding my topic, which is Islam, the religion of belief and action. Because belief itself is not enough. Because belief is something which we have in our heart, which we believe in. You can't show your belief. To express your belief, to show your belief, you need action. And as we are familiar with the proverb, it says, action speaks louder than your voice. So we need actions to prove that we believe in Islam. But before explaining my topic to you, inshallah, that will be happening tomorrow night. Today's lecture is about our duties regarding the Muharram. Regarding the holy month of Muharram, what should be our duties? How we can benefit more and more from this holy month of Muharram and holy month of Safar. What we should do, what should we do to get most out of it? To begin with, if you have anything in your mind, if you want to do anything, if you have to organize if you have to organize a ceremony or a party or a marriage ceremony or anything, for before getting to that very date, you always prepare something before that thing. You prepare yourself for that main event. You always prepare yourself, you invite people. For example, you bring all the necessary things from market, you call people, you prepare everything before the date is arrived. And since the Muharram is beginning from tomorrow night, it's going to be the first of Muharram. So what we need is we have to be prepared. We have to be prepared for the month of Holy Muharram. If we are not prepared, then we can't get the most out of it. What should be the preparation things? What we have to get out of it? Why we are gathered here? Why we are spending 1 hour just sitting over here, just listening to an alim, to a zakir, whatever he's saying, what we are getting out of it? If we are prepared, then we can get most out of it. If we are prepared, then we know why we are gathered here. If we don't have any information, if we don't have any preparation from before, we won't be able to get the most out of it. The first thing first, we have to understand why every year after year, centuries after centuries, we gather here for the first 10 days or from the first of the year. Like the beginning of the year, the Islamic calendar is from the month of Muharram. Why every year we gather here? If we look at the tradition of other nations, of other ummah present in this world, other communities, other religion, they always begin their new year with the celebration. They gather everyone, they celebrate the night, but we are the only ones who begin our year with the morning ceremony. It's different from everyone else. What we do is totally different. You won't find anyone in the world who begins his year with the morning ceremony. Why? We have to understand, like, if beginning a year is something special, we should start with something special. Is there anything special is there anything more special than mourning for Imam Hussain alayhi salatu wassalam? What we do is try to get most out of it. If anyone is celebrating a new year, of course who's not from our community or our religion, when they start the new year, they wish each other for the rahmah, for the barakah of the coming year, so that they can get most out of it. This is the same concept we have here, but we are more fortunate to have a year beginning with the morning of Imam Hussain alayhi salatu wassalam. This not only gives the barakat in our daily lives in this world. If you get the barakah, like if you enter a new house, we always invite an alim to recite a majlis. If we are beginning any business, we invite an alim to recite the zikr Hussain alayhi salatu wassalam. Why do we do that? Because the barakat which we get from the zikr of Imam Hussain alayhi salatu wassalam, we don't get that from anything else. It's not mourning. We are mourning, But it's not just the mourning. We are not just shedding tears, but we are trying to improve our lives in this world, and we are trying to save ourselves from the fire of hell from hereafter. We are gathering our things for this long traveling which we have. Because this world, we live in this world for like 50 years, 60 years, 100 year max. But this is, in comparison to the hereafter, is nothing. As our first Imam, Amir al-Mu'mineen Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salatu was salam, when he was asked, how do you describe this world? How do you put this world in a sentence? What is this world in your eyes, in your views? He says, this world is just a place like a stoppage. When you are in a journey, you stop somewhere to get your stuffs ready to continue your journey. Like if you're traveling in a train, for example, in India the most common thing to travel is train. 90% of the public travel in trains. If suppose they're traveling from Mumbai to Delhi, and wherever the train stops, what's the first thing a passenger do? He gets off the train, he goes on the platform, he searches for water. He first searches for something to eat. Why does he do that? Is he not going to get to his home? He will eventually get to his home. Not like after a few hours, probably after a day. But eventually he's gonna get to his home. Then why is he buying this bottle of water? Why is he buying some edible things, cake, chips or whatever? Why is he buying these things? He is buying these things for the traveling. He's not buying this bottle of water to take it to home. He needs this in the traveling. While he's traveling, he needs a bottle of water. While he's traveling, he needs to eat something. But when he'll get to home, he doesn't have to have anything, because everything is there at home. But what we are doing in our daily lives is like that. Mawla Ali alayhi salatu wassalam says, it's like the stoppage in your life. It's like a journey. Life is like a journey, and this world is like a stoppage, where you stop and you gather a thing for your travel. Most of our people say, like, whatever we do, we're gonna get the shafa'at from Amir al-Mu'mineen in the day of Qiyamah. Whatever we do, since we are the lovers of Imam Hussain alayhi salatu wassalam, he's gonna give us the shafa'at and we will enter the paradise. That is true. That is what's going to happen. But before getting to the day of Qiyamah, there is a barzakh in the middle. We have to take care of the barzakh. This buying of bottle of water which a passenger buys from a platform, from a train station, is not going to take it to the home. He needs that for while he's traveling. The time which he's going to take for his travel, he's going to need that bottle of water for while he's traveling. It's the same way, we need good deeds. We need khair. We need to take care of each other. We need to take care of our neighbors. We need to pay respect to our parents. These are the good deeds which we're gonna need in the qabr, which we're gonna need in the barzakh. If we are empty-handed and we are buried, that time which we're gonna spend in the barzakh, before getting to the day of Qiyamah, we have to take care of ourselves. If we are not prepared enough, if we don't have anything in our hands, if we are empty-handed, we're gonna suffer the pains and the punishments in that burial place, in the qabr, in the barzakh. Please recite salawat. So we all are gathered here for the mourning of Imam Hussain alayhi salatu wassalam. From tomorrow onwards, we're going to put black clothes. Every Shia whoever claims to be the lover of Imam Hussain alayhi salatu wasalam, puts on black clothes. Why does he do that? Because he tries to show his mourning, his pain, and his love towards Imam Hussain alayhi salatu wasalam. That dress, when we put that on, we have certain responsibilities on our shoulders. That is not enough. That wearing a black cloth is not enough. If, God forbid, somebody dies in our family, and we just put on a black cloth and we start laughing, and we start sharing jokes, will that, if somebody else sees us, will he gonna call us the mourner? No. Why? Because there are some things which a mourner has to show. He has to express his mourning. He has to show his pain. He has to show his loss. We have lost the beloved of the beloved. If we have lost someone who is the leader of the youth of Jannah, if we have lost someone so important, are we going to go just put on the black clothes and start laughing and smiling with each other? No. We're going to be mourning. We have to be like the Maulana right now in the Majlis said. The Imam Sadiq alayhi salatu wasalam said, Man baka wa abka wa tabaka ala hubb al-Husayn wajaba lahu al-Jannah. Whoever cries and make others cry, or if he can't make others cry, or if he can't cry, because sometimes it's really difficult to shed tears. We are very hurt. From the deep our hearts, we feel the pain. We are hurt, but we can't shed tears. So at least make your faces like you want to cry. Even for that, Imam Sadiq alayhi salatu wasalam says, whoever does that, whoever cries for the love of Imam Hussain, whoever make others cry for the love of Imam Hussain alayhi salatu wasalam, and whoever makes the faces of being like he wants to cry, the Jannat is become wajib on him. Whatever we can do, we should do. While we are doing this, we have to take care of a lot of other things. We are the lovers of Imam Hussain alayhi salatu wasalam. We are the chosen one. Because we are the chosen one by the God himself, by the Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala himself. Because when Imam Hussain was born and the Jibreel came down to the Prophet and he informed him about his shahada, then Bibi Fatima salamullah alayha asked the Prophet, why are you so worried? Why are you so crying? The Prophet said, Jibreel came down and told me that your son will be martyred. I don't want to do the Masai right now. But we are the answers of the call. We are the answers of the dua of Bibi Fatima salamullah alayha. We have to understand our own values. We don't understand our values. That's our problem. We don't understand how important we are. We think like we are like others. We are not like others. We look like others, but we are not like others. We are the chosen ones. Like when everybody else is celebrating, when everybody else is enjoying themselves, we are sitting here on this farsh, in this majlis, and we are mourning for the grandson of Prophet Muhammad. We are mourning for the son of Fatima. We are the chosen one. Because why everyone else is not sitting here? Why everyone else is not mourning for the son of Fatima? Because we are the chosen ones. We are the answers of the dua of Bibi Fatima salamullah alayha. We have to understand our responsibilities. When we put on black clothes, when we put on the clothes which we select for the Muharram, we have certain responsibilities. We not go out in such a manner. Like the hadith says, we have to make the faces of being mourners. Like we are mourning, we have to show others why you're not laughing. You have to be friendly with everyone else. But that doesn't mean you have to express yourself in such a way that a friend of yours asks you, why are you not so normal? Like in other months, like throughout the year, you're always laughing, you're always cheering up. But now, what has happened? What has changed? That you're not laughing, you're not enjoying the company. He should ask the question. He should understand that there is something changed. When the new month has started, he should understand, your friend, your community, your neighbors should understand that there is something has changed in you. Like I said earlier, like whenever we have some program at our home or in the mosque, we begin the preparation from weeks, from months. We begin the planning from weeks and months. Similarly, we have to prepare ourselves for the month of Muharram. We believe that mourning for Imam Hussein is a part of ibadat. And for every ibadat, there are some requirements. We have to fulfill these requirements. Like for Hajj, what we do is put on ihram. After putting on the ihram, we are prohibited to use certain things. We can't use perfumes, we can't look into the mirror, we can't kill animals or insects. So there are certain things which we prohibit on ourselves after putting on the ihram of Hajj. What we have to do in the month of Muharram, we have to prohibit certain things on ourselves. We have to prohibit ourselves from enjoying openly. If you have anything to enjoy, like somebody has just got a good news if in his job or in his business, definitely he's going to be happy about that. But he has to enjoy in such a way that he should, in the very first place, he has to be the azadar of Imam Hussein alayhi salatu wasalam. He has to look like the mourner and he has to suppress his happiness. He has to be prepared. When he puts on the black clothes, he's representing the community of Shia. He is representing as the mourner of Imam Hussein alayhi salatu wasalam. When somebody looks at him as the mourner of Imam Hussein alayhi salatu wasalam, he should say look, he is the mourner of Imam Hussein alayhi salatu wasalam. He is in great pain. He is the lover of Ahlul Bayt alayhi salatu wasalam. We don't have to tell everyone else. You can't tell everyone else. But if you feel you can express your pain, if you express your mourning by your facial expression, everybody else they don't have to ask you for it. They'll automatically understand your pain. When we put on these black clothes, we become the representative of Imam Hussein alayhi salatu wasalam. If you mourn Imam Hussein alayhi salatu wasalam, ultimately your friends, your loved ones who you meet every day, they're going to ask you, why are you so upset? The whole mission of Imam Hussein alayhi salatu wasalam was not to get killed, was not to get martyred, but to convey the message of Islam to everyone else. If we make faces, if we mourn Imam Hussein alayhi salatu wasalam, if we express our pain by our facial expressions, and we make others to ask these questions, we are successful in our mission. We have to look like someone who is in great pain. And if we make others to ask that question, if we make others to ask, why are you in so much of pain? That is the success of this Mahi Muharram. That is the success of holy month of Muharram. Otherwise, nothing has changed. It's just another day. It's just another month. If we don't change ourselves, if we don't change our lifestyle, if we don't change our ethics, if we don't change our etiquettes, then it's just like another day. Nothing has changed. We just came like daily, like it's a routine thing. We just came here, sat here, listened to the lecture, listened to the hadith, and we went back and nothing has changed. The main objective of Muharram is to bring change in the life of individual. If anything doesn't change, if nothing changes in ourselves, what's the use? We could have done a better thing while sitting over here. In this 1 hour, instead of sitting in a masjid and listening to a zikr of Imam Hussain alayhi salatu wasalam, we could have done a better thing if we are not ready to change ourselves. We have to change. We have to take care of others. If these lectures, these majalis don't help you change, we have to think ourselves. We have to think about ourselves, what is wrong with us? What is the problem with us that we are not getting the most out of it? What is wrong with us? We have to think about it. Because these things, the zikr of Imam Hussain alayhi salam has changed many hearts. If it's not changing us, we have to think there is something wrong with us. If there is a device, if we connect this to a plug, and ultimately it has to turn on. And if it is not turning on, we have to think that what is wrong with it? Has to be something wrong with it. That is why it's not turning on. If we don't connect ourselves with Imam Hussain alayhi salatu wasalam, with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, with the zikr of Imam Hussain alayhi salatu wasalam, with the teachings of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi, then we have to think about it, what is wrong with us? Because everything seems okay. The zikr seems okay. Everything else seems okay. But we are not changing. It's like every day is a new day. Imam Sadiq alayhi salatu wasalam says, when he was asked, can you explain what is a loss? How do you explain a loss? He says, if a person wakes up in the morning and he has gained nothing from his yesterday, and 2 days of his life is similar, then he is in a loss. If we don't gain anything, if we don't get anything from out of our daily lives, from every day, you don't have to wait for the new year, you don't have to wait for the Muharram to change yourself. Every day has to be separate from the other day. You have to learn something. You have to get something out of your day. If you're not getting out of it anything, then you have to think about it. What is wrong with me? Because you have to learn something. You have to gain something. You have to change every day. If you're not changing, then there is something wrong. If you're not getting out of it, if you're not getting the most out of it, then there is something wrong with us. In other hadiths, there are a lot of hadiths regarding the sawab of attending the majalis of Imam Hussain alayhi salatu wasalam. The message is, what an alim tries to give to those who are listening is how to make your life better, how to make it a better than before yesterday. How do you change it? How do you perfect it? If you are not trying hard enough, if you are not trying to make it a better life from yesterday, then what is the reason? Then why we are living it? What's the difference between yesterday and today? If you look at our daily lives, if a student is going to school or college or university, he is trying to learn something. That is the whole purpose of going to the school or college. Because he wants to learn, he wants to educate himself, he wants to become a better person from before, from yesterday. That is what other people do, who is in the job, who is working in an office, who is running a business. Why is he going to the business every day? Why is he going to his office every day? Why is he going to his business place every day? Because he wants to earn more and more. Similarly, a person who's going to a student going to the college, he wants to learn more and more. A person going to his job wants to earn more and more. Why do we need to increase? If we are trying to make our lives better in schools and colleges, if we are trying to make our earning better in our offices and job time, then why are we not making our lives better on the daily basis from the teachings of Islam? We want to make more and more from our job, from our business, from our schools and from our education. But we are not trying to make our lives better. Because we have heard that less we know about Islam, it's more better. Because more we know, more responsibilities comes. But the thing is, more we know about something, more we find out about the things which can help you. Like you can spend 5 minutes of time and you can earn a lot of good deeds. But the thing is, we try to stay away from learning things. We are scared. Like one of my friend, I asked him, why don't you come to the lectures? He goes, Maulana, I'm scared. I said, why are you scared? Because you tell me, whenever I go to a majlis, the alim, whoever is reciting the majlis, he tells something new, then I have to be careful about that. So I don't go to the majlis. Because when I don't go to the majlis, I don't know anything. And now, when I don't know anything, and when I'll be dead, and when the angels will come, the Munkir and Nakir will come and ask me, like, why did you do that? I didn't know about it. But the thing is, there are two kinds of people. One who is actually doesn't have the resources to gain knowledge. Like he's living in some village in the countryside, he doesn't have an access to the alim, and he doesn't have the knowledge about certain things. Then there is another one who is living in a city, right next to a masjid, for example, or right next to he's a neighbor of an alim, or right next to a madrasa, where he can go attend a majlis, or if he has any queries, any questions, he can ask an alim. But he refrained from going there to the masjid or attending majlises. Why? Because he is scared of, if he finds out, like if he is doing a business in such a way which is not permissible by Islam. So he's scared of it. If he'll find out like, oh, my business is kind of illegal in the eyes of Islam, so it's better, let's stay away from that kind of teachings. And we have the excuse of telling the Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on the day of Qiyamah that yes, I was doing in such a way, my business was, alhamdulillah, was giving me a lot of money, but I didn't know it is haram. So this kind of person, the second type, who is living close to a mosque or a madrasa or an alim and not getting the knowledge and not utilizing the knowledge of an alim, he will be questioned for that too. Why did you not gain knowledge? Why did you not ask the alim for the questions you need to ask? When you had doubts in your mind, when you had doubts in your work, when you had doubts about the things you were doing, why didn't you go to the alim and ask about it? Why didn't you go to the alim and ask about this question when you had the access to him? A person who is living in the countryside who doesn't have the access to the alim, or where he doesn't have an internet to where he can post, or he's illiterate, or he's scared. I mean, he's living in a place where he hardly meets an alim. Or maybe he thinks, because other people in his community or where he lives, everybody is doing it in the same way, and which he thinks is according to the Islam, because he doesn't have a lot of Muslims over there. If he is living in a village where there is only like 5 or 10 houses of Muslims, and most of them are not from his community, he's the only mu'min over there, and he sees other Muslim people are doing the same thing and he follows them. He doesn't know that this particular thing which he's doing is not correct. It is not in order with the teachings of Islam. Because he sees other Muslims doing it, he's doing the same thing and he thinks he's doing according to the Islamic teachings. In this case, he will be forgiven because he don't have the access, he don't have the resources to ask the alim. But a person who has the resources, who has the access to ask the question from an alim, and he doesn't use that resources, he doesn't use this opportunity of asking questions from the alim, and is scared of finding the truth about his acts, about his deed, and he refrains from asking questions from the alim, he will be punished. Because not asking is not the solution. When we have a medical emergency, if somebody is suffering from stomachache, for example, if somebody is having a chest pain, what does he do? He goes to a doctor and asks him, like, I'm suffering from stomachache or I'm having some problem in my chest. Why does he do that? Because he wants to get the solution. He wants to get rid of it. But when it comes to the Islamic teachings, we don't do that. We are in a doubt that probably we might be doing something wrong, but we don't go to the alim to ask the question about it. Sometimes alims are not available. That's okay. But when he's available, when he's in your access, we have the responsibility to ask our questions. This Muharram brings the opportunity for both, for the alim who is reciting the majlis, to inform the people about the ahkam, about the teachings of Ahlul Bayt alayhi salatu wassalam, about the teachings of Islam, and to those who are listening to the alim. Because this majlis makes a person, if he is busy in his job, in his studies, in his business, he takes time out. This is the barakat of the majlis of Imam Hussain alayhi salatu wassalam, a person who you won't see him like 355 days of year anywhere, but you will find him for those 10 days of first 10 days of my Muharram in a masjid, in a Husainiyah, in a majlis, to listen to the teachings of Islam. This Imam Hussain has made this thing so beautiful that everybody is forced. Everybody asks themselves, okay, we don't go to mosque every day. Okay, we don't go for majlis every day. Okay, we don't have time to go to majlis every month, every week. But this 10 days, I will bind myself to go to the majlis, to listen to the zikr of Imam Hussain, to listen to the messages of Islam, to listen to the hadith of Prophet, and to make ourselves a better person. The teaching of Islam, if you look at it, the very few part of the teaching of Islam is regarding the prayer, regarding the ibadat. We can count them so easily. If you look at the ibadat, the teachings of ibadat, the ibadat part of the Islam is like namaz, the fasting, hajj, and itikaf. That's it. That is the only part of Islam regarding the ibadat, regarding the prayer. Other than that, what we think being a religious person is somebody is only, if a person who is religious, that means the person who is always present in the mosque. Who comes to the mosque daily is a religious person. Who comes to the mosque on every Thursday for the Dua Kumail, for the supplications, for Dua Nutba on Fridays, he is the person who is a religious person, because we see him on a weekly basis, like in the Salat al-Jum'ah. For the Jummah prayers, he is always there. But the Islam says the ibadat part of Islam is very small. It's actually the most of the Islamic teaching is regarding the business, your social ethics, how you have to deal with others, how you have to deal with your elders, how you have to deal with your parents, how you have to deal with your neighbors, how you have to do business in the market, how you have to rent things, how you have to rent it out, how you have to do agriculture, how you have to sell things, how you have to buy things. The most of the teaching of Islam is regarding the market issues, regarding the social issues, regarding your trading and businesses. What we think, those persons who are always available in the mosque and doing zikr, doing namaz, are the only persons who are religious. But Islam says those who are in the market can also be religious. It's our responsibility to ask an alim. I don't have time to attend mosque every day. I don't have time to attend majlis on every weekend. I don't have time to attend namaz on every day, on a daily basis, on Fridays. But how can I be religious while I'm at work, while I'm in my office, while I'm at work, while I'm dealing with something, while I'm in the farmhouse, while I'm doing agriculture, while I'm doing farming? How can I be a religious person and I am doing something else apart from the ibadat? Because what we think is the ibadat means holding a tasbih in the hands and saying the zikr, or just praying 24/7. A person who's doing ibadat means whoever is praying 24/7 is doing ibadat, and he's the most important person, he's the most pious person. Once Imam Sadiq used to visit market. Often he used to go to the market and meet the people in the market, which is quite contrary what we think about the Ahlul Bayt alayhi salatu wasalam. We think that they used to sit at home and the ashab used to come to them and they used to talk to them, okay, these are the issues, we need to talk about this. The Khalifas are giving a lot of problems, we have to talk. No, this is not the ways of Imam alayhi salatu wasalam and Ahlul Bayt. They used to go to the market, they used to earn their own livelihoods, they used to work. Because we need an example for every field. Prophet used to do business. There's no harm in doing business. But what the thing is, the picture which we have in our mind from Ahlul Bayt is like they used to sit at home. What they used to do is like they pray 24/7, they fast in the day, and they pray at the nights. They used to do these things, but after their duties, their daily duties. So Imam Sadiq was in the market and he used to visit few market people and he saw that somebody is missing from there. And he asked the other one, where is that Falani? That person we used to meet daily. Where is he? Oh, Imam Sadiq, he has become a very pious person. He doesn't come to market anymore. It's like, why? Because since he learned that being muttaqi is something you have to do, yuqimuna as-salat wa yutuna az-zakat, you have to pray a lot to become a muttaqi. To become a pious person, you have to pray a lot. You have to do a lot of zikr. So Imam asked, so how does his livelihoods go on? The other person says, we support his family. What we earn, we give a little bit of it to his family, to support his family. Because he's a pious person, he can't work. He goes, Imam says, so do you think that Prophet wasn't a pious person? Do you think that Imam Ali was not a pious person? Because Prophet used to do business. Because Prophet used to go on wars. Prophet used to go in market. Prophet used to visit other people. Then he shuts up and understands the message of Islam is not just sitting in a corner and doing zikr and praying. The message, the Islam wants you to go out. The Islam wants you to be social, to meet others. Because if The Islam had the message like you have to separate yourself from everyone else. Everyone else is a sinner. You have to sit in a corner and do the zikr and do your namaz and do the supplications. Then Islam would have, in today's date, there would have been no Islam. Because where the Jibreel came to Prophet Muhammad was on top of a mountain in a cave. In a cave, Prophet was all alone. If the message of Islam was supposed to separate yourself from community, separate yourself from the society and sit in a corner and just pray and do namaz and do tasbih, the Islam would have been stayed in that cave only. Because that was the only place. And Prophet was all alone. Why does he need to come down and tell others? قُولُوا لَا إِلَهَ إِلَّا اللَّهُ تُفْلِحُوا. Say La ilaha illallah and you will have the Jannat. You will have the paradise. Why does he have to come down and feel and go through all these trouble? We have to understand the Islam. We have to understand the message of Islam. We have to understand what is belief, and we have to understand how to express those beliefs with our actions. We gather here on the eve of Muharram. We are trying to prepare ourselves for the morning of Muharram, for the morning of Imam Hussain alayhi salatu wasalam, who has given everything for us, for the mu'mineen, to save Islam. We are preparing for the Islam. We are welcoming the Muharram, the holy month of Muharram, one day before it actually is about to start. We are preparing ourselves 10 days before the actual date of martyrdom of Imam Hussain alayhi salatu wasalam. But Prophet started the morning from the very day when Imam Hussain alayhi salatu wasalam was born. As I earlier said, Jibreel came and informed him that you have to choose between your son and your grandson, between Ibrahim and Hussain alayhi salatu wasalam. And Prophet chose Imam Hussain alayhi salatu wasalam. And he started crying. Bibi Fatima asked him, "Why are you crying? It's a beautiful day. Today my son Hussain came to this world. We should enjoy ourselves. We should celebrate. Why are you crying? Why are you so upset?" Prophet said that Jibreel came to me and informed me about his martyrdom, about he being killed in the plains of Karbala. Bibi Fatima started crying and asked Prophet, "Where will you be on that day? Will I be there? Will you be there? Will Imam Ali will be there?" Prophet said, "I won't be there. Imam Ali will not be there. You won't be there. Imam Hassan won't be there." Then Bibi Fatima started crying and asked Prophet, "Who will mourn for my Hussain? Who will mourn? Who will cry for my Hussain?" Prophet said, "The God will send an ummah, will create an ummah who will cry for your son Hussain alayhi salatu wasalam, who will cry for your son Hussain alayhi salatu wasalam, who will be martyred in the plains of Karbala." Prophet said, "The men of that community will cry for the men, the women of that community will cry for the women, the children of the community will cry for the children." The moment Janab Fatima heard about the women crying for the women, she asked, like, how bad will be the situation in the Karbala that even women will not be left alone from the troubles. Prophet informed them that that day not even the children will be spared, they will be killed, they will be slaughtered in the plains of Karbala. They will not even get the coffin they will not even get the graves. سَيَعْلَمُ الَّذِينَ ظَلَمُوا أَيَّ مُنْقَلِبٍ يَنْقَلِبُونَ إِنَّا لِلَّهِ وَإِنَّا إِلَيْهِ رَاجِعُونَ.